Yeah, it is. Bobby, take it away.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for tuning in to yet another POS Retro show with your lovely bald host, as always, Pat Oates. And joining us tonight, we've got Cher Landman on Instagram as Cher the Comedian and Cher Erica on Twitter. She runs a weekly show in Astoria, Queens. Thanks for joining us tonight, Cher. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm just happy to be in the air conditioning.
And it's nice to know now that your DMs will be filled with comics you don't know asking to get on that show. Isn't that a great way to start?
Yeah, that's fantastic. Hey, I mean, the good news about that is that they follow me before they ask. I mean, if they're smart, they'll follow me first and then they'll ask.
I think they should follow you, wait a week, like and retweet a lot of things that you put out, and then consider if they should request to come on the show.
Yeah, hey, I have something too. Think you're great. Do you want to? That's like the key and how to win friends and influence people is what you can do for someone else before you ask.
Yes.
Can they do something for you?
Bring something to the table. And it can't be a picture of your penis. That's not a trade for a spot on a show. It's not at all. So don't even try it. Give her something for worth to her, like a spot on your show. Or just give her a spot in your show.
For instance,
just give her a spot
on our show.
Give her a spot, and maybe she'll give you one later. Play hard to get.
I was just saying, on our show, we now owe Cher a spot on one of the shows we produce for doing this shitty podcast.
Yeah,
that's it. It all goes full circle that way. That's what you do.
And you can come to Queens or West Village. I'm there. I got a little bar thing that's happening in the West Village now. So yeah, we're getting out there. COVID, I'm saying it's over. I don't want to hear anything else about this Delta variant. I got the vaccine. I'm like, it's over. It's done.
So you're calling it, because I was going to ask some scientists, but you've called it, so it's done.
I'm going with that. Why are you going to listen to Fauci? I guess he knows.
Other scientists. I don't listen to anyone. I wear a mask. I used to when I knew other people were uncomfortable. That was the only reason why. If you were uncomfortable, I put it on to make you feel good. But myself, I didn't care.
Yeah, they allowed us not to wear masks in certain situations, but then I could see I was around a lot of people that were still wearing the mask. And for a moment, I wanted to let that influence me to put it back on. But I was like, you know what? No. I was like, no, I'm standing my ground. I'm healthy.
I started to feel weird when people were taking off their masks, though. I'd gotten to meet people during this that I never saw their whole head. And then I saw their whole head, and I'm like, ew. You're like, it's not that they were ugly. They just looked different, having their mouth and jaw. I'm like, you don't look like I thought you looked like, but I saw them every day. It was really odd. Oh, your face is not what I thought it was.
Do you feel like you have to respect people more now?
No.
No, because I feel like I have to be more polite. When there was a mask on, I couldn't pick up on subtle cues as easily. So I couldn't tell if what I'm saying was insulting you a little bit or anything like that. Normally I would try to, change it or soften what I'm saying to try to appease people. But now that I see it again, I'm finding myself kind of going back into my old ways of trying to make sure I'm not, you know what I mean? Being ignorant, I guess.
For me, I'm more aware of the food in my teeth and my breath. These phobias have come back. That I'm gonna be
you can't miss a toothbrush now. You have to. You can't have one day you're like, I don't bother. I don't brush my teeth. I drink coffee, but I don't worry about it. The mask is on. No, you got to take care of it all the time.
Yeah, but were you ever given a piece of gum when you were wearing a mask?
No.
This happened to me.
Oh my God.
That's insane. You're like, what? These masks don't work, obviously. If you can smell my breath through it, it's not working out. Well, Bobby, I know what you're saying.
Have you been just binge eating everything bagels? Because girl.
You got a seated mouth. It's bad. Bobby, I know you're saying though, because like I was the opposite because I felt like if somebody, I could be more rude. If someone didn't say something I thought was fun, I can go, oh, I can't hear you. Or like, were you mumbling? Or it's the mask. I can do that. But now with the mask off, I kind of have to go, oh, you just talk shit. Like I couldn't blame them like, oh, you're a mumbler or you don't know how to speak or you're dumb. Before I can go, oh, it's the mask that's filtering you and making you sound dumb. So that made Bobby run away. That picture is going to be worse than her other. Usually, Cher, so you know, Bobby has a background of women jumping up and down with their breasts all over the place. And it made everybody insane because you couldn't focus on anything else. Not that it was pretty, it was just like the same thing for an hour. It just got odd in the background. Now he's got him, and I think that's Kevin Brennan holding each other.
So wait, did you change that because you were afraid that I was going to cancel you?
No, we changed it because we got so many complaints on things that I told him to stop it, and then people got mad at me for telling him to stop it.
That is
All
Kevin
right,
Brennan
well-
and I admiring Gino Bisconti's comedy. And before you react, Cher, just know it was an act of feminism. I think far too often we sexualize women and don't just appreciate them for the works of art they are. If you can't look at the woman behind me and not see a beautiful piece of art, I feel like that says more about you than it does about me.
Oh, shots fired and for no reason. You know,
Not at Cher. No, not at you. I don't know what your stance is. That's just my defensive position.
Listen, Bobby, no matter what you say or how hard you try, I'm not going to reveal my breast on this show tonight. So it's not working.
I'll see you for the show next week.
But I am very happy, Cher, you could be on. But just so you know, I said to Bobby, we should get in the show. And he said, boobs. I want boobs. And then people suggested you.
Are you serious?
I'll throw it out there. I was told your name. And I'm like, okay. And I look at your credential, like, oh, she's actually funny too. Thank God.
No, that is not what happened.
That is what
Who
I
said
could
I
read the
had big
tweets.
boobs? Who said I had boobs?
No,
Larry Bay.
I asked for a comedian and Larry Bay gave me your name.
Larry.
Yeah, Larry recommended me. That's
But then Garrett, who's a good judge of people, said she's funny. That's a good get. I'm like, okay, good. Garrett's a good judge of people.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
None of these people are, well, Larry booked me recently, but I need to start calling him more favors. Need to get
Your
out there.
boobs?
Hey, you know, some comedians
That's
are
wrong.
getting
That's a
booked.
feminist something.
Some comedian, I don't care. Some comedians are getting booked because they're on OnlyFans showing their butthole. But like, yes, I'm actually funny. Yeah, I actually have jokes that I've written, that I've tested, that I've been performing, and you know.
Yeah.
So
before COVID, I didn't even know a lot of comedians had buttholes. But I guess they all have so many buttholes. But like, yeah, we actually had a person that was gonna come on that was an OnlyFans person, but we had to move them. I couldn't even, I got sent the link to check it out, and I just don't like this. And I sent it to Bobby to preview. I was like, I don't know. I like earning my naked. That's been my whole goal in life in 46 years. I earn it. I don't like getting, I meet someone and they want to show me they're naked, and I'm happy. But I don't want to just subscribe to people's boobs. That's weird.
it's weird. It is weird. My whole thing is like, I don't want to do it because what if I want to run for office someday? I don't want some rando pulling up like a naked picture of my butt and the hairy mole that's on it. Like, I don't need that circulating out there. Like,
But that would make you more likable, more like the people, because the people have hairy moles on their butt. So I think you would relate to that more.
I know this is a
That's
retro,
perfect butt. People
but
want,
there's actually a case of that happening in New York City right now. Somebody running for the Manhattan Council was caught on tape in a BDSM session that was
I
leaked to the media.
saw that.
And then it
I
came
saw
out
that picture too. That guy was real nerdy, and he was getting.
with the follow-up. Hang on, the follow-up that came is his campaign manager is the one who leaked it to the press. It was a publicity stunt to try to get people to win him over and feel sorry and get him on the ticket more, because his campaign was basically dead in the water. So it was like a publicity stunt, and I guess it's a plot in the show Billions. This happens at one point. So people were like, oh, he saw this on Billions and called his campaign manager and was like, let's do this.
That's weird. Because like, go ahead.
Yeah, I did do some naked like modeling in art school, and when I did it, I said, this is going to be my future publicity leak. Like that's what it's going to be for. But
yeah, but it was tasteful in an art class. It wasn't like some kind of weird shit. Or was it weird shit?
No, it wasn't weird. No, it wasn't weird.
Why
They
would they
painted-
use BDSM for that guy? You think they go cuck? Like, say he's a cuck where you feel bad for him because his wife's getting plowed by other people and say, oh, this sad man, he gets no love. Being whipped and stuff, that doesn't make me feel for you. That was a weird call.
I mean, it just exposes basically that he's probably really wealthy. And
does that cost a lot to get hit with shit? I don't know the value.
I just feel like it's all these Wall Street guys that nobody tells them no in their real life. They have all this disposable income and they want to be abused.
Yeah, like Christian Bale in that movie American Psycho, like that kind of shit. Or, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bobby, would you pay to get hit with shit?
No, I wouldn't. That's not my
hit.
cup of tea.
I don't like getting hit.
The word, like, no, to be honest with you, it's not even that. Like, I need there to be the emotional connection. Like, I need you to want to hit me. And like, I need there to be a relationship after. I need there to be like a relationship after the money exchange. Like, I don't want just an hour of time. I get connected to people too easily. I'm just stuck on the cuck thing though. Just him coming out and being like, you think you've done a lot for Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
This bull's fucking my wife.
I let this guy fuck my wife all the time. That's how much I love Black Lives Matter. This guy fucks my wife. My wife matters too. So I'm for women. I'm for the blacks. That would be great. And said, no, I'm going to get hit. And who hits people? Who's a dominatrix? White women. So he's got to be more open.
I knew a comedian that was also like a dungeon manager.
Yeah.
I felt like that was a cool job. And she really handled hecklers too, to be honest. So
I think I know who you're talking about. She's very funny.
Yes. Yeah.
I know a couple of them because there's a comic named Jay Nog who used to do a show called Pater Payne. And he would get some comedians. There were comedians that also be his dominatrix. And you go on stage and you tell a joke. It was like newer comics. And you'd have like veteran comics to judge it. And then a newer comic would go up and do 5 minutes. And the crowd would cheer like Roman gladiators. Either pay them money or give them pain. So if the crowd always wanted to give them pain, so you'd spin the wheel, you either get electrocuted. Probably Frank did that. Our normal announcer on the show at 79 years old went up there and they tased him. Or they cattle prodded him. That's what they did.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They said it low, I guess, but it was weird. So, but every comic gets hurt because the crowd, even if the person's funny, the crowd just wants to watch people get hurt. So the dominatrix would whip them or do whatever. It was very strange.
Really,
of course, I got the crowd into a frenzy because I wanted to see it too.
After I lost at the competition they host at the casino that also runs this show, I got invited to do one of those. And one of my mentors was like, hey, just so you know, don't do this. And even if you did, no matter how funny you are, you're going to get pain. Just don't do this. It's not worth it. So,
well, they were playing it on Sirius XM at the time too. So your name was getting out there as being a terrible comic who was getting shot. I'm like, why on the white do it?
So, not my cup of tea.
But I love Jay Nog. He's a good dude, but it was a weird angle to go for. I don't want to ever get hit. I don't even want Bobby's connection. I've been in relationships where they wanted to hit me, and I didn't like that much. No,
I think I've been exclusively in relationships where they want to hit me. So
yeah,
just homeostasis.
No, I've never gotten that. But like, I guess if you're somebody who pays to get hit with whips, do you vote? I don't know if you're really a voter. I think your mind is elsewhere. I don't know if you're also, focused on politics and getting a butt plug. I don't know if that's both.
I mean, maybe you want this type of service to be available to you, so you are a voter, so you can
you vote
push sex work. Yeah.
Vote Stacey Pressman. She's pro sex work.
I think I'm liking the guy Adams. He's like the ex-cop.
Yes.
That's it. The city's in trouble. So, and most people responded to him. So we'll see how it goes.
I agree.
He's a Democrat, though, right?
Yeah, but
No, but he's ex-cop, so it's a good combo for both. He's got both sides, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know who the Republican candidate is. I'm so bad. The only candidate I knew was Andrew Yang because he kept like showing up at the stand. So I was like, oh, okay.
I like
You
to
know,
think
he
I don't know who the Republican candidate is, but it would be really funny if it's just Trump in a mask. And he's like, I won't reveal myself. It's like the masked singer. It's the masked
Yeah.
Republican mayor candidate.
yeah.
Here are my ideas. I want to make New York great again. Okay. We're going to build a wall around Harlem.
It's a Garcia. No, some woman. I don't know. I'm not getting the name here, but oh no, that was a Democrat. Wait, no, Catherine Garcia, former sanitation commissioner. That's who it is. I don't know. So the ex-cop and someone that used to be in charge of garbage. I guess that's two
Okay.
good things for New York. That's what New York is. Cops and
No,
garbage.
they need it. They need like a people's person. Have you ever see New York City during a garbage strike? Were you ever around for that? I
I
think
did.
the
I was
last
doing. Yeah, I did shows. It was a couple years ago. They had one, and I was on. Where was I? At Greenwich Village Comedy Club, and it was extra stinky and weird. Like everything was out. It was insane.
and they always do it at the height of the summer. The rats are nuts. It's horrible. I mean, you could get them to do anything at this point.
Yeah, that's what she should do. She should say, "Vote for me, or I'll have a garbage strike." It's a good move. Just control the people.
They should just take all the garbage and put it on Cuomo's yard.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
the one
not
move
even
that
in New York, but I'm
everybody
for
could
that.
get behind. That'd be the most unifying move for New York City. Just both sides would be like, yeah, this is the one thing we all agree on. This guy is garbage.
Have some more.
I agree. He can have like another press conference. Is he still doing the daily press conferences? I couldn't believe how long that was going on.
Well, I think once you get a taste of it, it's kind of like when you first start doing comedy and you get that first laugh and you're like, oh, I got to chase this for the rest of my life. And even though you get better at comedy, that first laugh is that heroin, that one like, oh my God, that felt so amazing. I didn't expect it. I think when he first spoke and people kind of for a moment liked him, he's like, I got to speak every day. People need to hear my voice every day.
This is important.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, how do we stop this? It's not important. We were being nice because we were all worried because everybody was scared at the beginning. And then we just realized you're an asshole. And now he can't stop.
He's like an egomaniac.
But to be in politics, you have to.
What?
To be in politics at all, or in news, or anything, you have to be an egomaniac.
Yeah.
You have to believe you can save the world. Like Seinfeld said, like being president is crazy. Like, I'm in charge of the world. It's like the whole, like that's your job you want? Like you're in charge of everything? Like that's an insane mindset to think that you're like one person that should lead all other people.
I mean, like, look at how Ocasio-Cortez, how she's acting now that she's in politics. She's like, everyone was responding saying, oh, crime is up. She's like, oh, people are just overreacting. They're being hysterical. That was her. It's like statistically, a man was stabbed. You know, someone was killed in Times Square, but people are being hysterical and overreacting about the crime in New York City. Okay,
it almost sounds like a response of a bartender because that's what she is. It's like everyone's crazy. We'll just have shots, and we'll all be better. That's what she wants.
Yeah, she's just cut them off.
Yes.
Just cut everyone off. That's it. Yeah.
I'm a fan of AOC.
Why?
Like, no, you need people like that, like as the extreme example, to kind of bring people back to the middle. Like you're like, oh no, if we really did things her way, it would be terrible. So it kind of draws people back to the center. You know what I mean? And it's like, obviously short term, it's not good, but like long term, people will realize, oh boy, this isn't good, and kind of scatter America to the nice bell curve we used to be.
I mean, who's the counterpart to her? I think it's Marjorie Taylor Greene, like the QAnon woman. I feel like they're like the
yeah, and everybody's like, I'm not
the
that
yin
or
and
that.
the yang.
But I think originally it was Trump. I think she was created, if you will, to be the crazy, loud other side because they saw that the Trump thing was working. I'm loud, I'm crazy, I'm drawing these people in. How do we get someone to be polarizing the other way? Let's get a younger person who says whatever the fuck they want. And so it sounds like someone who's younger and speaking like that. And they just let her loose and then realized, oh, wait, this isn't working. I think the plan was for her to be at that level. And now that you can't shut it the fuck down. So now they're kind of like leaving it where it is. And now it's battling other people. But I think she was created to be anti-Trump.
But nobody can compete with Trump. Like
No,
nobody
not
has
even.
that. Not even most comedians I know can compete with the things that he was doing.
He has the
How
greatest
would
stage
you?
presence of all time.
If you had to, how would you compete against Trump? What would your strategy be, Pat? And then we'll go to you, Cher.
My strategy to compete against Trump, I would bow down.
You'd
At this
bow
point,
out?
and bow down.
No, no,
Drop
no.
out.
You're the Democratic candidate. You have to go toe to toe.
Out.
Okay.
His
didn't take any
rallies are like
cowards.
clan-like. You're not gonna battle that. Those he has the greatest following of all times.
I'll give you.
He's
I'll give
bigger
it.
than the Beatles.
It's gonna take craziness, but I think it's doable. Cher, you have any thoughts?
This is, I mean, as a former Miss New York, Miss USA contestant,
Oh,
I
Good.
feel like how you got to get him at his own game. You know, you gotta. You can't like, oh, I'm not gonna get him into the dirt. You know, people are responding to the showmanship, so you got to give them a show. Now that is gonna take producers. You need to get a team. Like, I don't
like where
know.
your head's at.
I don't.
Hear me out. I have a plan.
Okay.
So I win the Democratic nomination. I'm like, all right. They're like, what are you gonna do next, candidate Tamburo? I'm like, I need 2 weeks to a month, and I'm just gonna go pray. They're like, you're gonna go pray? I'm like, yeah, don't ask questions. Now here's the thing. I'm not gonna go pray for that month. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hire David Copperfield and several other sleight of hand magicians. I'm gonna come out and go, I've been in the desert for 40 days, talk to God. Turns out I'm the next Messiah. Then I'm going to perform some sleight of hand miracles and just run on the idea that I am the next coming of God. And I feel like you're going to have Trump's fan base, right? Because at least half of those Christians are going to be like, this guy might be able to do it. And if you just, it's the only way you can be arrogant enough to really take a shot at him.
I gotta say, I don't even think at this point in time, in this stage in the timeline, that you even have to go that far. I think we witnessed so many things. Like, you don't even have to do sleight of hand tricks. Like, I think you could just point out things that are really happening that you're like, holy fuck, what is going on? I think one of the things you could do is you could find out what happened with the whole Epstein thing. You could bring Ghislaine to justice. I mean, obviously this man didn't kill himself.
What? Well, how many things are gonna break here? COVID's done. Epstein didn't kill him. How many breaking news stories are we gonna get?
I haven't disagreed with you once, so keep going, please.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, and then this McAfee guy dies, and he tweets out, he's
Wait,
like,
McAfee's dead too? No, I'll stop.
he goes, I mean, the creator of the antivirus software, he tweets out, he says, I'm in a jail, I'm happy, I'm content. If I die, it's not a la Epstein, it will be of no doing of my own, basically. And then this man, they keep saying, oh, the coroner reports out, and they said it was a suicide. The fact that he can even reference Epstein and say he Epsteined himself and everyone knows what he's talking about is problematic to me.
Yeah.
No, Bobby, I'm back in.
Also,
and I got it. It's not even any of that. It's this simple. Because I think we're overthinking it even more. It's once again a popularity contest. So I want to make sure the people that are kind of on the fence, that aren't voting or doing whatever, Trump's got his, I got to get mine. I'm going to be the first person ever to have co-vice presidents. And it's going to be Oprah and Logan Paul. Those are my co-vice presidents. Because Logan Paul will talk all this shit I need, and he'll fight Trump's kids in a fucking boxing match. Oprah will get me all the women I need to vote in, the black vote too, and I've got it. I'm just there, and I bow down to them, mostly to Oprah. Logan Paul and I just watch Oprah and learn from a black woman because she's better than us, and we sit back and we learn. We don't really talk. We learn from her. And then I proclaim that if I do win, I'll become a woman. Now, I can go back on that because I'm a politician, but I'll proclaim that, and that's how we win.
I'm
Patricia
with you.
Oates, president.
I think we need to combine all three ideas, though. So we do your co-vice
Magic
president.
Tranny Epstein.
Whoa, easy.
That's what we're calling it.
No, we use your co-vice presidents. We take them, and I go, I'm the son of God. I proved it. And another cabinet member, Alex Jones, is going to be my head prosecutor. He's going to investigate whatever he wants.
He's next.
Yeah.
He's gonna suicide himself next.
Oh,
I thought he was next president. I thought you meant, I was like, okay.
I mean, that Alex Jones is probably going to be like the Civil War head, right? He'll be the Robert E. Lee when everything breaks open.
I like that. Yeah. And I think he deserves it because he's been fighting this fight from like, at what this point, 4 decades? And
Yeah, but still, I think The Rock needs to be president. That's it. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's the only one that could beat Trump. People love The Rock. I don't think he knows anything, but he's just handsome, and people love him for some goddamn reason, and they would just vote.
I don't think he's handsome. I'm not.
Well, I guess we don't have your vote then. But
Sorry.
most people think The Rock is handsome.
all of a sudden, we just
Do they
start,
think he's a good actor? He's a terrible actor. And I'm a huge fan, and he wasn't that great of a wrestler. He would just yell weird words and move his eyebrow. He's obviously a good-looking man. He may not be your cup of tea, but he's this jack guy that the world, for some reason, likes. And he's the biggest action star. If our president could be a guy who used to own casinos and have a reality show, our next president should be a guy who used to be a wrestler who also draws the most money in movies. And that's where we're going. No one cares about politics anymore. Put another popular thing in there.
the army would be jacked. Like we definitely would have the best military in the world.
Oh, they'd all sign up. It would look like Fast and the Furious there. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they would all, and if he would just be like, "This is my daily regiment," and they'd be like, "All right, we're in."
Then we all get a cheat day. You ever follow The Rock on Instagram? His cheat day is amazing. He eats whatever he wants that one day, and it's beautiful.
Restaurants have to
giant
hire
chocolate chip
staff.
cookies. He does it all.
Restaurants have to hire staff 1 day a week because half the country's on the Rock's diet plan.
And everyone has to get a nickname like that. You gotta be like Bobby the Stone Tamburo. We all have to have a name. We all get
Air, Quartz, Landman. I don't know.
What is it? Quartz?
Yeah, I was just throwing out a rock.
Nice. I'm Pat Diamond Zirconium.
Oh, why did you say all right, Canary. I'm Canary. I don't know.
Pick your own.
Canary.
Yeah, I didn't mean
Yeah,
to
why
make
did you-
your nickname?
Why'd you dead name her? Is that how it works? No.
That's definitely not dead naming.
Cubic zirconium. That's mine. That's the fake diamond. That's what I am.
Yeah.
That was one back in the 80s. Yeah.
Let's
This is
think
not
back to a simpler time when good old Barry Obama was president, 2010, which we're
Can you call him
featuring.
Barry?
Yeah, he's my boy Barry.
What did you vote for? Were you old enough to vote then?
I was old enough to vote for that election. I plead the fifth on who I voted for. And I'd like to point out your vote doesn't matter. Don't vote.
What? But then how am I going to get a cool sticker?
You can order them online.
What? You can just order those stickers online?
Yep, you can order stickers. They'll say whatever you want.
I'm not gonna lie, I voted. I vote all the time. I don't know who I'm voting for till the very end. I kind of like just kind of play it off, and then I go in and I go with gut.
I mean, I don't want to go down this path, but if we were, I would say, Pat, what district are you in? And I would look it up and tell you that the same parties won for however many years in a row. It doesn't really matter. There's like
I don't
three
think your vote
districts.
matters. I just like doing it.
There's like 3 districts in the country that actually determine the president. Like the only vote that really matters is local elections. Focus on that. We really need to abolish the electoral college. It'll get rid of a lot of the tension in the country.
I don't care about that. Have you ever seen the people that work at voting booths? They look like trolls. They have no necks and they got haircuts like Greg Hammer Valentine.
Yeah.
I like going to see the people that work
Anyway, 2010. Pat, you got a story from them?
Don't kill my thing. Do you vote?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Bobby thinks you shouldn't. Bobby's mean. Can she vote because she has boobs?
Everyone who wants to can vote.
You
It's
just said we
like
couldn't. You said my vote
every
was
year, all
bad.
these people come out and like, your vote matters. It really, really matters, but it really, really doesn't.
Whoa, do Black Lives Matter?
What?
Things matter. Votes matter. Black Lives matter. All everything matters now.
I don't know about the other one you're saying, but votes really don't. And it's like, because of how the system's set up, they don't.
You don't know about the other one I'm saying?
I can't understand you. You keep breaking out there. I'm not
Breaking up
choosing one
there?
way or
I'm trying to
another.
get you mad. It's fun. All right. All right, Sherry, explain how this works. I will read a story. Some of our listeners think I read poorly, like I'm supposed to be like William Shatner and give more energy, but I'm literally reading from my phone. I barely look it over so we can laugh at it. I'll put a little briefing of the story, and then I'll kick it to you, and you just decide who you think the piece of shit in the story is. We'll have fun discussing it. That's all. This is from 2010. Gay dogs are not welcome in Australia diner. Ian Jolly, 57, was barred from dining at a restaurant after a staff member mistook his guide dog Nudge for a gay dog. Which we've heard this week. A statement given by the restaurant owners Hong Hong Tai Ko and Ah Hong Lee said one of the restaurant waiters said that Mr. Jolly's partner, Mr. Chris Lawrence, stated he wanted to bring a gay dog to the restaurant. Mr. Jolly and Ms. Lawrence were refused entry to the restaurant, which displays a guide dog's welcome sign, even after providing staff with a guide dog fact card. At an equal opportunity tribunal consultation hearing on Friday, the restaurant agreed to provide Mr. Jolly with a written apology and extend an equal opportunity education course in addition to paying him $1,500. Staff genuinely believed the Nudge was an ordinary pet dog which had been desexed to become a gay dog. Statement from the hearing said. Who is the piece of shit in this story? Is it a restaurant for even giving it? Is there a gay dog? I don't even know what that really freaking means. But why would it matter if the guide dog is gay or not? And its job is being a guide. It can guide you if it fucks other men dogs or not. Isn't the people in the restaurant who were like, I mean, I'm not going to be racist here, but then some of those restaurants actually serve dogs. So would they not serve gay dogs? Would they only cook other dogs? So why does that even matter there? Is it the people who came in and said, our guide dog, and said, oh, by the way, we haven't mentioned our dog was gay. What conversation were they having when they walked in about their gay dog when they were going to dinner? Cher, who's the piece of shit in this story?
Basically, whatever court, like, even gave this case any airtime into gay dog. Like, I was listening, I heard gay dog, and I was like, gay dog,
right.
Gay dog. I was like, oh, he's saying guide dog. Okay, guide dog. All right, guide dog. They wouldn't let a guide. And then you came back and started saying gay dog again.
Yep.
So, like, anyone that even entertains this story as like having some sort of foothold in reality or any basis to argue any point that is inside of the realm of normal situations, both parties and the court are all assholes, mostly the court that even heard this story.
But if you're a judge, you're getting some sad cases, you're getting like kids getting hurt, you're getting families breaking up, you're getting all this stuff, and you get gay dog, I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm hearing this one. You just like finally something that's just going to be dumb and this is an easy case. It's not going to be a hard case. What jury's going to go, yes, that gay dog shouldn't be allowed to go in that restaurant? I would hear that case.
Sorry, I'm just going to channel Judge Judy Scheindlin, and okay. I'm going to say a gay dog. What? I'm sorry. Where, who says that why, how would you know the sexual orientation of your dog? What are you doing with your dog? Like, this is ridiculous. Dismiss.
We know.
Like, I'm not. I'm not.
Imagine having the proof that.
I want to know what Judge Judy would say. I want to know. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining.
When I have pictures of the dog fucking another guy, like, where'd you get these pictures? It's like, guys, look at this. And they're at Studio 54, the two dogs hanging out. They got stud earrings. Like, whoa. This is a long time ago, so it's okay.
The dog was marching in the parade, and it had the trans and the rainbow flag, and he was waving them both. Like,
but it's okay because it's June.
Listen, it is. I don't want to be involved with anyone's sexual orientation or their preferences. I don't care who you fuck. I fuck too. Like, it's none of anyone's business. Nobody, it doesn't pertain to this podcast. It doesn't pertain to Thanksgiving dinner. Let's not talk about it. Nobody cares. It definitely doesn't need to be now applied to dogs, where dogs have, sexual identifications and rights. I mean, all you need to know is this dog, causing any harm to anyone? Is it gonna breed without whatever?
You just did the equivalent of the Martin Luther King "I Have a Dream" speech for equality. Because, Bobby, we're making the t-shirt. The quote is from Cher, and it says, on the front, "I don't care you fuck," and on the back, "I fuck too." That is the most incredible statement I've ever heard. That breaks it down better than anybody else in the world ever had. I don't care you fuck, I fuck too. Boom! You can't get mad at that. It's like, you wear that shirt, you're telling people you fuck, so you feel good. You're saying, that was beautiful. A single tear rolled down my eye. Yeah. I want to eat with a gay dog now. I want to do that out loud and let people know. Bobby, who's the piece of shit?
I like to think Judge Judy would be way too into the gay dog fucking. No, I'm going to need to see some video evidence. Recess for 2 hours. You have 2 hours to bring me video of the two puppies fucking.
That's more Judge Joe Brown. He'd be like, I need video, I need time. I got to watch this.
Judge Judy would be like, okay, so, all right. And now the dog is homosexual. Is that, you say the dog is homosexual and the dog is gay and the dog was denied access to the restaurant because it was a homosexual. Is this correct?
So do you allow homosexual humans into your
Columbo's in the court? Columbo's in the court. Just one more question. You said earlier that your bulldog is a pitcher, but based on his size, it would be impossible for him to mount from the rear. How do you explain that? They're like, no, you got me. It's a straight dog we were trying to sneak in.
I just like the restaurant.
Who's watching? Like, what losers are paying this much attention to the dog's orientation? Like, what is going on with you at home that you're obsessed with what gender the dog's butt it's sniffing is? Like,
the answer is
people said in their defense, our dog has been desexed. Like, you don't even need to say that. Like, who cares?
The person who's the piece of shit is the guy who came to work too high and didn't really understand English that well. And so he thought they were saying it's a gay dog. And the people were saying it's a guy dog. And they're like, he wants to let some gay dog in the restaurant.
Well, better's the guy who heard that and went, wait, what?
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is what was happening to me.
Yeah.
If I worked in that restaurant and I thought I heard someone say gay dog, I would go into the kitchen chuckling and say to the dishwasher, they have a gay dog. And that would have been the end of it. I would have served it food.
But it wasn't in this story because the dishwasher picked up a butcher's knife and was like, the fuck there is.
The gay dog. Oh, it's fun. While we're recording, I can see that somebody once again is trying to hack into my Twitter. Isn't that always fun? Oh, it's a good time. Like once a month now. That's for being reset. That's fun. But in 2010, was there Twitter? I don't think I would care. Would you really care? If you had a dog and then somehow you found out your dog was gay and your dog never told you, would you be upset your dog didn't come out to you when you first met it?
I would definitely change the way that I was dressing the dog. Yes.
Oh, you think it wasn't born that way? You forced it.
No, I would lean into being a supportive gay dog mom. Yes. I would, play all the Broadway tunes. I would make sure my gay dog is happy.
That makes me
we would watch Will and Grace together.
Yes. The good ones, yeah. But that makes me feel like, I hope this isn't next. Do you think some dog moms are gonna have their dogs get sex change operations? It's gonna be the thing.
No,
it's gonna happen. The 3-year-olds are doing it. Their dog's gonna do it.
And to answer your question, Pat, have you seen the end of Old Yeller?
Yeah.
That's how I'd respond to my gay dog.
Oh no. Old Teller. That's a the gay dog. It's like
Just kidding. Just kidding. I would love it equally. I would also lean into it, but I would go a different route, like, because I'd still want it to be kind of manly. So we would be doing like gymnastics. We'd be watching a lot of male gymnastics, figure skating, like those, but like the dog equivalent. So like he wouldn't do the long jump or anything, but he'd do that thing where you run.
Westminster Dog Show.
Yeah.
That's
He'd be
gay.
doing that kind of stuff. Like I'd lean into it. I'd be like, all right, yeah, you want to be clean and proper? Let's be clean and proper. I like it. Be the best you. That's what I'm all about.
Bobby, you got a story?
Sure. 2010 was the year I graduated high school. And I was the announcement guy. And this is a story of my senior prank, in case anybody was wondering. So I was the announcement guy, which meant I left first period every day early and watched the secretary punch in *6 for me. And I'd come on and I'd give them the old Vietnam and I'd be like, "Good morning, Lower Dolphin." And they'd be like, "Are you doing the good morning Vietnam thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, for some people, you've made this their Vietnam. So just rock with me here." But they made a big deal. I wasn't allowed to have the password to get on the announcements because I would do bad things with it. So literally for 180 days straight, I watched somebody punch in the number for me and wasn't supposed to do anything with it. About 3 months before we go ahead, Pat.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you were saying
I'm
something.
sorry, I cleared my throat.
Oh, no worries.
Look at you, Bobby, getting mad, trying to share a story. You get cleared your throat during the story.
No, I didn't want to just run past you.
That was my gay dog making noise in the background. I'm sorry.
So about 3 months before we graduated, a couple of the weird kids painted on the windows, like with washable paint, seniors 10 or whatever. And they had this big assembly and they were like, "That was kind of stupid." And we were all like, "Yeah, we kind of agree." And they were like, "Anybody who does a senior prank, you won't walk at graduation." And the minute we left the assembly, my group of friends and I were like, "All right, so what are we going to do for our senior prank?" Like, yeah, the minute you tell us we can't do something, we got to do it. Everybody kind of pansies out. They're like, "I don't know. I want to walk. If I don't walk, my parents will get angry." And all that's left is myself and a kid named Cole, who didn't really know each other well. Like we never hung out, but we were friends at the edge of the friend group, if that makes sense. And he was like a rougher kid, and I was more known to be like, on the good track. And we said, "All right, what are we going to do?" And we came up with a plan. We found a teacher who let us use her classroom, and we taped a cassette player to the phone with the Lion King's first track ready to play, hit the announcement button, and like hid the phone up in a closet. And so it came on the that whole song. But the issue was they can't just shut down the PA system, apparently. Like they can't just hang up a phone if they don't know which phone it is. So they had to shut down power to the school for like 10 minutes to reset the PA system. And so I hid the rest of the day until the last period. The principal caught me going to the bathroom. I was like, "You get over here." And he was like, "I know what you did. Let's go to my office." And I was like, what did I do? And he was like, "You put the thing over the announcements. You do the announcements. Like, this is you. Come on, let's go." And I was like, wait. I wasn't allowed to have the code because I do bad things with it. He never gave me the code. And he was like, "All right, this is your pass. Get out of here. Don't do it." And because me and the other kid weren't friends, he didn't get in any trouble. The day we did it, I wasn't going to do it. And my dad called me right before school and was like, "If you don't do this, you're probably going to regret it for the rest of your life. So go ahead and do it."
Wow.
Yeah. So who's the piece of shit in the story? Is it me for using the announcements to play the Lion King? Is it the school for like overreacting? Or is it my dad for encouraging me to do this?
It's definitely your dad.
Nice.
Why is it his dad? That was good words to live by. Do things. Don't hide. If you're gonna do it, go for it.
He was just, he was fine. He was in the clear. He was, he wasn't going to do anything. He wasn't going to step out of line. And like the dad totally co-signed it. Not only did he co-sign it, he promoted it. So
It's true.
It was authorized.
Maybe he thought this was Bobby's only big moment in life. He was wrong. Bobby had bigger. Maybe he was like, "This is all my kid's gonna do."
That's sad,
You
Yeah.
nailed it.
but
But it might be sad, but he was trying to embrace his boy. How do I bond with this kid? Some people smoke weed with their kids, which is weird. He was like, do a prank, whatever. I got your back. You're not gonna hurt anybody. It wasn't like he said he was gonna like pants a kid or destroy someone's ego or anything like that. You're gonna do something silly on the announcements. Go for it.
I couldn't get over the fact when he was like, it was 2010 and I was graduating high school. That was where I checked out of the story. I was like,
believe me. Bobby and I have become very close to in this podcast, but I realize how much older than I am every time he brings up a story. And I'm like, I'm bringing up 2010. And that was like 2 years after my divorce of a 10-year marriage. And he was graduating.
yeah, exactly.
Sweet, we did like.
I was like, I
1965.
have no respect for this person and I'm checked out now. Oh, Gen Z is talking. And
Bobby, you're not the piece of shit. Your dad's not the piece of shit. The friend is the non-friend, the kid you teamed up with. You know, he's a piece of shit because I don't know. I think it would have been epic. This kid, not friends with you, if he owned it. If he said out loud afterwards, he would have said, it was me. It was me all along. I got the code. First of all, having the codes makes it sound like the hunt for Red October. It's a little much for your goddamn school to have codes. Like most codes are the number 9 or 7. You hit like at my retail job, we hit 19 and we can talk over this, but it's like a real code. You figure it out pretty quick. But either way, that kid should have said, because that kid, right now, you told that story. If people like it or don't like it, you have this cool story. That kid can say he was part of it, but there's no proof in that story. He was the cock, like we talked about earlier in this story. He just said, all right, I'll kind of help a little bit, but you're the one that everyone thought did it. You're the hero that got away, and he's just there as a little bitch with nothing at all. I would have been out loud saying, it was me. I was the one. I'm the mastermind. Not Bobby. He's a stooge. That would have, and his dad is a dad stooge who fucking promoted him. And I know his dad probably didn't give him a good speech, and that's why that kid didn't jump in. He's a loser, and he's probably nothing now.
No, he's good. He's still cool.
He's not cool.
Became good
What's he
friends
doing?
after that.
What's he doing that's cool?
He owns a bar.
That's not cool.
Can
we do shows there?
Probably.
That's the first question. By the way, that kid's real cool. You can do a show. He didn't amount to much. You're working at Compound Media and that guy's running the bar. It should be the other way around. If he said something, he'd be a guy. He'd be doing comedy and having fun. But he probably doesn't have the balls to perform because he couldn't even come out and say, I was the guy. You stood in the face of danger, Bobby. As a kid, when you're in high school, junior high and things like that, an authority figure, I used to get in trouble all the time. I still got nervous when they say, was it you? And you crack. You didn't crack. Not only did you not crack, you looked at him stone. We learned this a lot about Bobby's stories, Chair. Is that not only does he look at authority, but he tells them how they're wrong. He dresses them down like a white woman, like a Karen now. He'll look at them and go, so, you think I did that? How could I do that? I wasn't even allowed to have the codes. I couldn't even be in the area. So therefore, who talks to their authority figures like that when they were a kid? I would just go, asshole, and then get suspended. That would have been it for me, and I'd be in jail for 2 weeks. So, Bobby, you're a hero. This other kid's a loser. You're not a piece of shit. You're a champ.
In first grade, I had a professor or a teacher who, for some reason, just didn't like me.
X-Men?
No, who just didn't like me for some reason. And in first grade, one of the big things is like behavior. That's one of the 3 things you're supposed to focus on. And every day I'd get good, not great. And my parents had to explain to me, sometimes authority is just not right. And obviously they didn't put it in that words, but as a kid, that's the message I got. From that point on, I just do not like authority figures whatsoever. So fuck you, Miss Jones. I hope you're dead. And I have a podcast now.
You got that.
Yeah.
My father said 2 things to me when I was a kid. He said, 1, we have the same name, and I shouldn't have named you Junior. I should have named the other one because he's going to do more with that name. But and then the second, about years later, he got mad at me one day. I've said this before because when I started doing comedy and things, he was trying to Google some warehouse meeting he had, and he messaged me and said, I can't find my meeting because of all your comedy bullshit. I was like, oh, sorry, I did well. My bad.
Shit.
I go, Martin Luther King Jr. had the same problem with his dad. His dad was like, all you do is search and find your speeches. But no, but there was no Google back then. And the second thing my dad said to me probably likes is that after the race, everybody gets a hug. And that was a saying from the Special Olympics that we didn't know that when I was a kid. So my dad would just say that to me and my brothers and sisters. We thought he was saying he loved us and we, no matter what, we're doing good. But that was the saying they said to the special needs kids when they didn't do well in a race. And he would say that to every accomplishment. And I learned that years later. That's if you want to know where I get my sense of humor, it's from that man right there. But Bobby, you're not a shithead. You're a hero in this.
That same principle, we got into it before. In health class, they gave us a quiz on which contraceptive would be the most effective in any situation. It would be like multiple choice. And I just wrote in E, abstinence, for every answer. Because like logically speaking, that it would be the safest and most effective. And like the health teacher and I got into an argument about it. And I got called down for a detention. The guy was like, I'm going to give you a detention for causing a disruptance. And I was like, I don't think that's a good move. And he's like, why? You got to? And I was like, why? Because I have a moral backbone. And he was like, yeah, you know, you still can't act up. And I was like, all right, can I borrow your phone? And he's like, yeah, you're going to call your parents and let them know? I was like, actually, I'm going to call ABC News. And when I'm done with them, I'm going to call NBC, and I'm going to call anybody who will pick up the phone and tell them there's a professor here who wants to give a student detention for taking a pro-abstinence stance. We'll see who has their job longer.
Damn, this kid is going to run compound media.
No, definitely not. I've lost my balls since then, but I just didn't like that guy. He was kind of a scumbag.
Damn, you're gonna have to defend this network though, and like Bobby, you're gonna have to defend this network and tell everyone that it's not white supremacists.
It's
so
not.
Just get ready. Yeah.
I'm ready to go. Yeah, let's do this.
Well, when I shot my pilot there, I didn't think it was white supremacy, but now that they didn't pick it up, it's white supremacy. But anyway.
I'm literally here right now. Shut the fuck up.
And they know I'm joking because I just told them all I loved them earlier on this thing. But you know who hates white supremacy but will sell their product to white supremacists?
Yeah,
Silk
the only
City
people they
hot
won't
sauce.
sell to? Pedophiles.
Yes, Silk City hot sauce. I don't know if you know about them, Cher. They will sell their sauce to anyone but pedophiles because they hate pedophiles.
They will sell it to Will Bozarth, who notably molests his dog, but they will not sell it to pedophiles.
Yes.
Is it a gay dog?
It is now.
I only care if it's a gay dog.
It wasn't, but it is now. It's gay for money and for food and shelter. That's what it's a gay whore dog. And gay whore dogs love Silk City hot sauce. Do you like hot sauce, Cher?
Yes, I'm from Texas.
Yeah, but see, you like Texas hot sauce. It has no flavor to it. It's just heat.
You should try New Jersey hot sauce.
You gotta try the sauce that's from New Jersey but made in Vermont. You know, where sauce is made. That's what you gotta do. Not Texas where they know about heat.
Yeah.
When I think hot sauce.
Oh my God. There used to be this commercial and it was for Pace Picante sauce. And I don't know if you ever saw it, but
I know it exactly.
They were sitting around a campfire and they're like, this stuff's made in New York City. And they all go, New York City.
Oh, that was the Bobby. That was the commercial. Like as a kid, we would just quote that nonstop because it was like, "What sauce you got?" That sauce, New York City. And then this toothless bumpkin. What was that movie that was City Slickers was out at that time?
Yeah.
That feel. He just goes, New York City, and then all the cowboys are like, "Oh my God!" Like it was like they all yelled the N-word at the same time. It was like the worst thing you could have said ever about this hot sauce. But what's wonderful hot sauce is Silk City. It's the greatest sauce in the world, and they support comedy that's from all angles. They love that we joke about it all the time. The guy actually, Jeff from Silk City, is going to be on we do a retail podcast too, where we talk about working retail jobs and then nightmares with that. He's going to come on the show and talk about trying to get his sauce into retail. He's a real funny guy. But more importantly, they support people that out there and chase a dream. So if you love the hot sauce, they have so many flavors, and they support comedy. They have a sauce named after Aaron Berg. They have a sauce named after Kevin Dombrowski. They have a sauce after Bob Bickerstaff. They have a sauce after lesser comics too, like Chad Zumach. They help out some people. So, but there's a lot of different people out there, and they help them out. Chad Zumach, who's known as the gay dog of the comedy industry. I think that's what he's known. But no matter what you like, you go to their website, SilkCityHotSauce.com. You put in the promo code POS, and you save 15%. A friend of mine just did that. Bobby, she actually ordered the cherry sriracha. So I said, oh, because they give you a free bottle if you order with our promo code. They give you a free bottle of Cherry Sriracha. I go, so you didn't get that? She goes, no, they sent me a free bottle of a different sauce because I bought the Cherry Sriracha,
nice.
and they took care of me
That's
anyway.
it.
Like, that's awesome. So those kind of people, they're incredible. And I'm not a hot sauce guy. I'm not. I'm Irish. I have no taste. I love food. I can't handle heat. I love eating, but I can't do that. There's a sauce they have called Aztec Attack, which is it's a green chili sauce that I put in everything now. It's perfect. It's not really heat. It's more just about flavor and accentuate the food. I put it on everything. I try the other ones too. I cry a little, but at the most I can't handle it. But I've never had a hot sauce that even though my mouth burned, I still love the flavor in my mouth. And this is the one I love it, and they're incredible, and they send me free shit all the time, so they're awesome.
And listen, Twitter is currently censoring a story about a 14-year-old who's left half paralyzed with memory loss after getting the COVID vaccine. One thing I can guarantee you, Silk City hot sauce will not leave you in a state like that. It is 100% safer than any of the COVID vaccines.
Half her body can feel the flavor of Silk City hot sauce running through. That's what I know.
Too soon, Pat.
That's the promo code POS, as in please. Oh my God, stop giving the vaccine to children, for crying out loud, to save 15%.
POS standing for paralysis or sauce. Your choice. It's our new Japanese game show we have, where you choose. You want to be half paralyzed or have a wonderful bottle of hot sauce. So, but either way, go over there, order your sauce, take care of them, they'll take care of you. And the bottles have awesome artwork on them. Just joking, Kevin Dabrowski sauce. And like as Gino said when he was on here, if you look in the background, there's a picture of Gino being held by a bull. Gino's not even part of the sauce, but he's on the picture anyway. They're awesome people. Support them and get yourself some sauce. And you're probably in the summertime, you're going to go to barbecues. You don't want to show empty-handed. Don't bring beer because they're all alcoholics. They've got their beer. Bring some sauce.
Leave an impression that'll last a lifetime.
Don't bring a gay dog.
Or at least until the next morning.
Yes. Or leave it on the bed. Like a little thing. You hook up with someone, a stranger, and then like to remember you. You don't leave like article of clothing or something creepy. Just leave a bottle of City hot sauce. Like, where?
Careful, this hot sauce will burn. Speaking of burns,
you have gonorrhea. I'm gonorrhea, but the sauce will stay here forever. That's what it is. Is that the disease you were going for, Bobby, or was I wrong?
I mean, any of them worked.
I don't know. I've never had any. Which one burns? Gonorrhea?
I've never had any.
I think they all burn.
Do they all burn? Do herpes burn?
Yeah. So I've heard.
What was that? Why did you pause and then say, so you heard?
I heard through the grapevine.
Herpes.
What?
They should change, and all this word changing for feminists, they should change that to himpies, because I would be mad that her was in that. It should be him.
Yeah.
That's equality.
Why is it just women that are burning out there?
That's equality. You want shit to be named after you? There you go. Herpes.
Hysterectomy and himpies.
Heroin.
That's what we're going.
Just kidding. Of course.
Okay. You want to do one more story and we get the fuck out of here? Let's do that.
Why not?
All right.
Cher, do you have any stories from 2010 you want to tell now that we're putting you on the spot?
Were you also in high school like Bobby? Cher?
I was actually not born yet. So.
Oh my goodness.
You look amazing for what you 11 years old. How old was I? 35? I was 35 years old.
Yeah.
Bobby was in high school.
I was 18. No big deal.
You were 18?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I have a story.
Okay, go ahead.
It was 2010 and I was working in this company, and I had just joined the company, and apparently the owner of the company and our boss had a crush on me, which I knew. He was not married. I just want to say that, so don't judge me. All right. But there was this woman.
I fuck.
I don't care.
I don't care. You fuck. I fuck too. That has to become your slogan. That is the greatest. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that is the best summation I've ever heard.
That's gonna be my Twitter handle.
Oh,
okay.
You would get so many more followers. Like, what? Cool.
Happy. It's just like happy pride. I don't care who you fuck. I fuck too. So I'm at this company. This guy has a crush on me. I sort of knew because he was the brother of a previous employer.
My
So what
camera's
had
gonna cut off. I'll be
happened?
right back.
Oh, he's going to the bathroom or something.
I will listen to I don't know what's happening. Just go.
This was a good story. I'm so insulted.
Listen, the children have to pee. They're young. They can't hold their bladder. It's okay.
So,
Tell yourself.
okay. So I don't know. He's going to come in. How is he going to give any judgment?
Don't worry. He can
Anyway,
hear it. It's a studio. So he's at compound right now. So he can hear everything when he's walking around.
okay. So basically I go on this business trip or something and I come back and like went to Las Vegas. I don't remember where I went, but like, yeah, he tried to get like creepy with me and I was like, no, that's it. And this woman was very jealous. So I was there late at work. I was like trying to finish something up, or I had somewhere else to go to. So I was kind of killing time. And she was there. She always stayed late. She came in at like 11. She would stay like all night long till like 9 p.m. I'm like, why do you do that? Loser, like go do something. So she said, she started like getting like very, I don't remember exactly what she was saying to me, but she's like, oh, so how was your little trip with Chuck? And I was like, what are you talking about? I went on a business trip and we saw these clients and it went very well and it was good. She was like, Ma, well, anyway, I know that this and that. And she was getting like super aggressive. So I said, well, I didn't fuck him like you did. I was like,
she was super aggressive, and then you said the most aggressive thing you could say to anybody.
To escalate it, right?
Yeah.
And then she was like, what did you say to me? I said, yeah, I didn't hook up with him. I was like, you're the one that's doing that. And I think she then chased me out of the office, like physically, like I was pushing the elevator and she chased me into the elevator lobby and I'm like pushing it. And I have to say that she was Indian, right? She was of Indian origin, and I mean like Asian Indian. And so, and to preface the story, we were doing a lot of development on Disney products. And so I'm like standing there trying to get the elevator to come. The elevator's not coming. So I run down the stairs and she chases me downstairs. I go, you know what? Go fuck yourself. And she's like, what? Go what? Go fuck myself. I go, yeah, go fuck yourself, Pocahontas. And she started like chasing me. And this, hello, I need to say that this was way before Elizabeth Warren. This was way before Trump was saying any of that. This was 2010. So she chased me out of the office. She's like 4 foot nothing. I'm towering over her. I like get out. I'm like kind of shaking because she's been screaming at me. I've been running away. And then I like call my boss. I'm sitting in a park at a bench and he's like, okay. So the next day, he then has to have a talk with the both of us individually. And it's like, he's been inappropriately flirting with me. And he said, I don't know. He said like innuendo stuff. He just was creepy. He was like texting me. I liked it. Okay. But he was like texting me a lot and everything. Again, this was before Me Too, whatever. The boundaries were so bad. So he's created this environment now where this woman that he is having a relationship with is like so aggressively angry, right? And he has a history with her, so she could sue him. But then he's got me. It's like this woman that he likes, who is also, he's been inappropriate. And then she's getting harassed by this other woman. And then he's got to tell me that he says, you know, you're being inappropriate. I go, well, I'm being inappropriate. He goes, yeah, you can't call somebody Pocahontas. So of the people in this whole story, who was the bigger piece of shit?
Bobby, go ahead.
Your boss. The guy who was fucking one person and created a situation where he was also harassing you and you were being harassed by the girl he was fucking. The fact that you called her Pocahontas, hilarious, not inappropriate at all. That's a creative environment. You're pushing products for Disney. You got to think outside of the box. That's the kind of creativity I want working for me.
It's Pocahontas. Now, I'm not excusing the boss. He was a creep. Like Cher said, and I know people get mad at this, but thank goodness we can both say this because we were around that time. It was a different time. It sounds like an excuse, but it wasn't thought. Yes, there were some people that were put in awful situations in jobs. We're not saying that. Flirtation was there in offices. It's kind of how it was. Like you said, he wasn't a married guy. He wasn't. You weren't a married person. He wasn't crossing that boundary. It was a way of joking and flirting. It's wrong, but people accepted it. You never did anything. It was fine. He shouldn't have said the things he said. Pocahontas was actually fucking him. She was Porcahontas at this point. She was getting fucked by this guy. and he was living off the twat of her land. That's what was happening there. So that whole thing where she got defensive, well, that's because what they do, because their whole land was taken. They were given smallpox. But they get defensive really quickly. She shouldn't have defended a guy who obviously she should have, for them to hook up in the first place, he's a womanizer and a creep. So she knows who he is. So to sit there and think that she's so special that he's not going to try to fuck everybody in the office because if she didn't give him one taste of that sweet Land O'Lakes pussy that she had, then he wouldn't have been able to go around and think he could fuck you and fuck everybody else. If she shut him down right away, he would have been shut down right away. She allowed this to all fucking happen. So you needed to set her straight. So fuck her. And I'm happy they were out and they have casinos.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's true. I hate to say it, but if she opened the floodgates to let that happen, she made him think he could fuck everybody. You know, you always see like an ugly guy who got to fuck one girl way out of his league, and for the rest of his life, he thinks he can fuck everyone because that stupid girl let it happen because she felt bad. That's what she did, and that's why you dealt with all your shit. He thought, well, if I go on a trip with her, she'll obviously fuck me. Because I get whatever I want. Because I'm the boss who fucks people in the office. Never let your boss fuck you, because that's when he goes on a power trip.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make him fuck his gay dog. That's how you do it. That's how you end the story right there. Who do you think the piece of shit was, Cher?
I mean, it was definitely him. I feel stupid in that I got caught up in it.
Was he a good-looking guy?
Well, you were probably what, like 17 at the time?
Yeah, I was
Bobby.
I was too old. Thank you. I was too old to be getting this caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? But I also blame New York City. I blame New York City for not having better options on the menu for men. I blame the fashion industry for making these these slimy business guys, these oily types that just chase you around the office. It's just
the straight man in the fashion industry, he's a rare breed as it is.
Yeah. So you're just vulnerable. You're vulnerable, and I'm not going to say I'm a victim because I got very swept up in this, and I quit the job and left. And then it was like, I ended up dating him for a little bit afterwards.
Wait, no, you didn't tell this part.
Yes.
No, you dated him after you called her Pocahontas? Oh, you're just a catty bitch. That's what you were doing. You were shutting her down so you could move in on your man. You didn't give us that info. You were trying.
Well, for this portion of the story, this is all the info you needed to know.
No, that changes everything. Oh, she's gone.
I agree.
I'm back. Sorry.
I'm out. I'm not dealing with this anymore.
I agree.
That changes everything.
It certainly doesn't make her the piece of shit. Her joke was so funny that the guy dated her then.
He called a woman Pocahontas and stole his man. Like the white people stole that Indian's land.
That's called foreshadowing.
She did. She's
Listen, my whole thing was which was the sluttiest Disney character? She was the one that was sleeping with the boss, and that's how it went. It was not a racial thing.
So you broke down in your head They're like, quickly, I better think about the most accurate.
It
insult
turns
I
out,
can
Pat,
give
she's
this
just a
woman.
better comedian than both of us. That's all.
You
We're
walk
not
out
able to
going,
think that
fuck, I
quickly.
should have said moolah.
Yeah, exactly.
And now to this day, I am like, when cancel culture started really happening, I was like, huh. If I really hit this comedy thing, is Anita gonna come for me with this Pocahontas story?
Was her last name Dick? Is she Anita Dick? Right, that's what that lady was.
Yeah.
By the way, if I was a straight man in the fashion industry, I would pretend I was gay and then hang out with the women and be like, you know what? I just never know what it was like to ever experience a woman. I don't want to. And then the women would just fuck that guy.
I don't know.
Why that
And
quiet?
then
No. You can see that guy would have worked. You had to think about it. But in that time, that
No,
would
I
have
think
worked.
we were all just
I'm
trying to.
thinking about like the gay boss that I did have, which was this dude's brother. And he was like the type that he always had to have like beautiful, like women around working for him.
Yeah.
And if you did not dress well and your hair looked whack or your jeans were ripped up, you got an email about it.
That's gay. That's pretty gay.
But
But that was his
pretty good.
brother? Their whole
Yeah.
family was like the moguls of the fashion. Who are these people? Are they
This
famous?
is very common. No, they're not famous, but
Oh.
this is very common in the fashion industry. It's very incestuous. It's very familial. It's, and everyone knows each other. And it's like a lot of like tight knit, like very Jewish community. And so they'll call and like give, oh, this girl, did she work for you? Did this, and everything's out there.
I figured out who they were. It was the world famous Oshkosh Bagosh family when they made that line of overall jeans that were going out. Bobby, that's probably so old you wouldn't even get that reference. That was a name of overalls when I was a kid. Oshkosh.
Yeah.
I had them.
Yes.
They survived.
You had those, Bobby?
No,
I
I
had
mean, I was a husky child, so I never fit into those.
Overalls were for big people. They had the side button.
Not Oshkosh Bagosh, man.
Oh. No, I remember it. I knew
was
a
a
fat kid had
Gymboree.
never
Bobby's family couldn't afford name brands.
Well, I was a Gymboree kid, okay? They had a ball pit.
She's just a hater. She calls women Pocahontas. She shames you for your poorness of your family. She's wrong. Tough time. She hates gay dogs. We've learned that.
I said I don't care who the dog is fucking as long as
You don't
it's
care
not
who
a
anybody's
person.
fucking. You fuck too. Right? That's all that matters. Cher, thank you so much for being on. Where can people
Thank
follow you?
you.
Check you out. Please promote yourself again.
Okay, yes. Please follow me on Instagram at Cher, CHER, the comedian, and on Twitter at Cher Erica.
Thank you so
That's
much for being
it.
on, Bobby.
Thank
promote
you
yourself.
for having me.
Of course, you were great.
Check out
Thanks,
the East
Larry. You did good, Larry.
Side.
He's more than just boobs.
Yeah, god damn it, Larry. Check out the East Side
He didn't
Dave
even
show.
tell me to wear a shirt that
I'm happy you
showed
did.
them.
I'm happy I don't know you have boobs. I'm happy.
Yeah, no, you were fantastic. Check out the East Side Dave show with Roy Harder every Tuesday at 7:30 on Compound Media. Depending on when this comes out, check the app. Something special may be there in the How Could You Forget series. Who knows? It was a lot of fun. We definitely had the boss on and some other big names you guys are going to love, as well as your classic favorites. We got some big shows coming up that Pat's going to tell you about. But in addition to that, if you're in the city, July 8th, I believe, maybe it's the 9th, I'll be at Broadway. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to come to that. We'll work out some ticket deals.
If you're in the city, July 12th,
New Jersey.
July 12th, come to Compound Studios because I'll be there all day. I'll be on Morning. I'll be on In Hot Water, and I'll be on the Wet Spot. So,
did you run that past Schultz yet?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
I wouldn't promote things I wasn't running by people. I'm a professional, Bobby. I talked to Bill this weekend.
I was just trying to make a joke.
Oh, I'm not. I'm trying to promote shit right now.
Are you doing the President Biden whisper thing?
States.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, that's what this joke was.
I did it. I passed the stimulus. 9 million.
Bill.
I did not catch on to that. That's great. Yeah, I will be there. Bill said it's okay. Yeah, no problem. He said, come on in. I'll be there 10:15. So I'll be spending the entire fucking day. This Saturday, Bobby is coming to Connecticut, and he's going to be with me performing at City Steam in Hartford. Come check that out. There's tickets still available, but they do that shows always sold out.
They're going fast. There's like 10 left.
Close, Bobby. Those things, that show sells out all the time every weekend. So get on over there. It's an awesome venue. It's one of my favorites. So get on, check that out. Go to comedycraftbeer.com. That's the guys who are selling the tickets. Go there. And if you're gonna miss that one, Bobby's coming back to Connecticut with me at the Elbow Room in West Hartford, and that'll be at July 31st. And Frank from our show will be there as well, and so will Dan Brown. So make sure
He isn't dead yet.
right up for that one. What?
If he isn't dead yet.
If he's dead, he's still coming to the show. Told me we can bring his body. We can weekend at Bernie's his old show.
I'm gonna Jeff Dunham Frank.
Get on over to the Patreon. You get this show before anybody else does. All our other shows as well. Get on there, support that. Share once again. Thank you so much for being on.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Pleasure to talk with you.
Got it.
Bobby, you're a
Bye.
badass.
Mime it for me because of camera things.
All right. Oh, yeah, do it.
What?
Don't be a piece of shit. That's what he's saying to you. Usually he says it out loud, Share, but he can't say it, so he's just lipping it, and it got creepier. But saying, don't be a
this is
piece of shit.
weird.
Yeah, real weird.
I'm not.